Alrighty, we're in Newbie Tuesday. Newbie Tuesday. How's everybody doing? How is everybody? Welcome in, everyone. We in here. We back again on Newbie Tuesday. No meetings today. Different. Oh. Very funny troll by Jifferam. He's doing his best, okay? He's doing his best. Welcome everyone. We're back again for another Newbie Tuesday. As you can see, I have not looked in a mirror at all today. So that is a thing that is a thing I probably should have done at some point today. But you know what? We're going to own it at this point. At this point, we are owning it. Okay? Alhazra does not own combs. You're actually not wrong. You're actually not wrong about that. I do own a comb, but I don't actually know where it is. So if you own a comb and you don't know where it is, do you really own a comb? Is the real question. And he didn't own a hair. Why would I own a hairdryer? Why would I need a hairdryer? Like, why? I have short hair. Why do I need a hairdryer? What? I rub the towel on the top. I rub the towel on my hair, and at that point, it's good. It'll dry on its own. And I do actually own a hairdryer. Excuse you. I do actually own a hairdryer specifically for you. You're welcome. You do now because of me. Yeah, for like 2 years. This is like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know what she's on about, okay? She's coming in here packing all big and bad because she's got her Flipper Zero, and she thinks she's hot shit because of it, okay? We're all just going to have to cope with Helen of Tor today. I apologize for her behavior. She has a Flipper Zero, and she thinks it, and she thinks she's hot shit. Did you get Sonic Frontiers? If so, do you like it? Okay, so 2 things, Orlin the Mage. First of all, how many video games do you think that I can pay attention to at any given time? Okay, because I can tell you that there's, regardless of Sonic Frontiers, there's another video game, actually. There was another big video game release that eclipses it. I thought you loved Sonic? I do love Sonic. Doesn't mean I play every Sonic game. I wait. Like any rational Sonic fan, I wait to see if the game is good before I actually play it. Okay? I do not trust Sonic games. Nobody should trust Sonic games. Okay? I have heard Sonic Frontiers is acceptable. I haven't heard it's like a masterpiece or anything, but I have heard it is an enjoyable game. I may pick it up at some point. But honestly, I don't play too many video games anymore. It's rare that I get games on release anymore. I may pick it up eventually. We'll see. But at the moment, I have not. I have not played Sonic Frontiers. Johnny MD5 with the 15 months. Welcome back. Dandelion with the 3 months. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back to the All Has Red Team, my friends. Fana Win, Capo Paco, Beacon, and Riley F31. Thanks for the follows, my friends. Cthulhu Vatten to all of you. Are you guys ready to do some fucking proving grounds? Are you guys ready? Are you getting the new Pokemon? No, I don't play Pokemon games anymore. I have long resigned myself to the fact that Pokemon will never evolve. It will never improve. It's going to be the same goddamn garbage it's going to be coasting on nostalgia literally forever. So no, I'm done with Pokemon, unfortunately. I used to be a big Pokemon fan, but unfortunately they failed to adapt the series in literally 20 years. Over 20 years, they have not adapted this series at all. It is just subpar at this point and coasting on nostalgia. Any tips on pivoting? Fun fact. That brings me to Advent of Cyber. Guess who? Your boy is going to be back on Advent of Cyber again this year. And one of the topics I'm going to be doing is pivoting.
Pivot! Pivot! Pivot!
We will be pivoting. Pivot! I have a question. Ask your question. What question do you have? Check out Unleash firmware. Oh, you're talking about Flipper Zero? Stop talking about Flipper Zeros. I want mine. And I still don't have it, so no one's allowed to talk about it. No one is allowed to enjoy their Flipper Zeros until I have one. Okay? Nobody. Let it be known. Pivoting just means running Chisel and everything is fine, right? Generally, yes. Chisel is very useful. Got any nice... Did you order one? Yeah, like 1,000,000 goddamn years ago. I ordered it like back in early September. I ordered it back in early September. I'm hoping to get one after Christmas. I mean, eventually, supposedly it's being shipped. It's in Texas for some reason. It went from California to Texas, and I live in neither of those two places. So who knows what's happening? Who knows? Who knows what's going on with it? I'm an application penetration tester, really into IoT. What do you think the future of IoT is in cybersecurity? Do you think it will be useful for a person learning it for his joy, or would it just be a government capabilities, etc.? Buddy, like the IoT is only going to get more is only going to get more intense as time goes on. That's one of those areas of cybersecurity that is guaranteed to be only getting more important as time goes on. Like, eventually, we're going to have fucking IoT devices inside of our own goddamn bodies. IP-enabled, like, microchips in our heads and so on and so forth. And all of that shit is going to need to be pen-tested. And at that point, we're going to have some real shit. I want IoT eyes? No, we've been over this. Okay, listen, Black Mirror covered this. You really aggressively do not. I cannot emphasize enough to you, judging from Black Mirror, how much you do not want IoT eyes. Okay? You do not want that. I want a smart penis. I think we all would love a smart penis. That is true. But not smart eyes. Okay? I missed your stream on Sunday as I was doing the OSCP exam. Hey, congratulations, Danarchist. Danarchist with the 12 months.
I missed your stream on Sunday as I was doing the ISP exam. I found out a few hours ago that I passed. I tune in every week. And I laugh and learn something every time, so wanted to say thanks.
That's awesome, my man. Congratulations. All has Dracos in chat for Danarchist. Well done, Draco. Well done. Okay? Nice job. Nice job, fellas. My man. You deserved it. You absolutely deserve it. Good times. All right, well, should we just jump into Proving Grounds? Let's get right into it. Let's get stuck into this, okay? Let's get stuck into this before Helen of Tor continues talking about her Flipper Zero. Alrighty, here we are. Here we are. Proving Grounds today. Now, we see, we note immediately that that offensive security has figured out that dark mode actually is a thing. The technology is here. Okay? The future is now, everybody. We figured out that maybe a bright white background was not all that great so that people weren't getting flashbanged every single time they load up the Proving Grounds, okay? So that's all great. I'm happy about that we've figured out the magic of dark mode. Jealous much? No, not at all. Not jealous. I guess it is Newbie Tuesday, so we can start with either Moneybox or Drifting Blues. What do you guys think? Let's do a poll. Moneybox or Drifting Blues? We like to start off with an easy box on Newbie Tuesday.
Hey.
We're going to do more than one. Relax. We're starting off with a box. We're going to do more than one box. Okay? You're choosing between Moneybox and Drifting Blues. Okay? Because I've done all the rest of them. See all these? The little bar next to it indicates I've finished it. We're running out of boxes here, kids. Had my second attempt Saturday. Jeffram, keep it up. Keep it up, my friend. Odin, I'm going to smack the shit out of you tonight, just FYI. You're kind of a major dick, and I'm coming for that ass. Okay, tonight. I'm coming for that ass. I'm talking about a video game. Odin is actually a cool guy. Okay? It's a video game joke. I'm not mad at Odin. Except in the video game. He's a major dick in the video game. Yeah, we're gonna clap some fat man cheeks tonight. I'm coming like I'm at the end game of God of War Ragnarok. The game not so subtly has told me that if I progress the story at all, it will be a point of no return. And narratively, it just makes sense that that this is the end game. So we're gonna be clapping some zappy fat man cheeks tonight, and hopefully some old man cheeks as well. So we'll see how this bad boy closes out. I'm excited. Long ass game, dude. It took me forever to get through it. Jesus. Oh God, no! I do this every time. Every time I do this. Did you kill Thor yet? No, actually, Thor is still alive. We've been on more adventures with Thor than we have fought him, actually. If you can believe it. I'm as amazed as you. Like, literally, I fought Thor one time, and then we went on some fun little #Thor adventures. We even get into a... I don't want to spoil anything, okay? But you go on some adventures with Thor, if you can believe it. Are you too chicken shit? Of course I'm not too chicken shit. You fight him immediately. Oh, my certificate is expired. I gotta re-download the thing. Gotta re-download the VPN. One second. I'm re-downloading the VPN. Okay, generated and ready to download. Did it download? Oh, there it goes. Okay, it did. By the way, apparently somebody gave... I read some article online about how one of IGN's reviewers, like Korean review... Well, like the reviewer of from IGN Korea gave God of War Ragnarok a 6 out of 10 and got death threats over it. Like, are video game players okay? Is everybody all right? Like, people in chat who play video games, are you okay? Are you all right? Are you doing? I feel like some of you are having a hard time. Nah. Okay. I feel that. I feel that. No. I feel that, my man. Where is my proving ground? There we go. Proving grounds. Let's delete this. To be clear, like, I'm defending the guy who gave it a 6 out of 10. I'm saying that he should not receive death threats for having an opinion about a video game. I feel like I have to clarify that. I don't think it deserves a 6 out of 10, but that's my personal opinion. I think it's Game of the Year worthy, potentially. Not to say it is a perfect game. It is not a perfect game. I have had some notable issues with it, but they have been relatively small. Better than Elden Ring? I would say narratively, it's definitely better than Elden Ring. The emotional highs and lows of Ragnarok are very high, are very good. Like, it really hits some nice emotional highs and lows. The narrative takes some twists and turns. It's really nice. I think it's going to be a toss-up between those two games, to be honest with you. I've played both of them. We're doing Moneybox. I've played both of them, and I can say that I think God of War is probably a little bit better. Stray is taking home the gold. We can only hope, okay? I really dislike Skyrim. Some people bounce off games others love. I used to like Skyrim, but to be clear, I never liked vanilla Skyrim. I always thought vanilla Skyrim was garbage. I installed like 50 mods on it the first time I ever played it. Like it was, and I always played it with mods, and I had fun with it. I put a lot of hours into Skyrim. The issue is that it has no staying power. It's like literally all of its. It has a lot of issues. It's a mile wide and an inch deep, but it has no more issues than Bethesda has just in general in most of its games. Okay, let's start up Moneybox now. You play God of War on the PS5? Yes, I have the PS5 version. The haptic feedback on the controller is really nice. This is the first actual PS5 native game I've played. I have Demon's Souls, but I haven't actually played it yet. Imagine having a PS5 but not a Flipper Zero. I'd time you out, but you're going to bitch about it's going to make you not a mod again. And then you're going to bitch about that too. So I'm just going to bow out. Just understand that I'm timing Helen of Tor out in spirit, everybody. Okay? Let everybody know Helen of Tor is in spirit timed out. So let's all just collectively ignore Helen of Tor for a period of time. Okay? Let's say 5 minutes. Helen of Tor is to be ignored for 5 minutes. Okay? It's a pseudo timeout. We're going to make their money box. All right, let's start up Tmux. Tmux is the terminal multiplexer that I choose to use. Alrighty, so we're ready to start Moneybox. We're going to start with ye old Nmap scan. You guys are not good at ignoring her. You guys are not good at ignoring her. I am disappointed. I had no expectations and I was let down anyways. Everyone ignore all Hazred. Oh, well, that hurts. That just hurts. Alrighty. So, this is Newbie Tuesday, so I'll go ahead and walk through the Nmap scan. Nmap is a port scanner, so we need to see what services the box is listening on so that we can start poking at it, poking at vulnerabilities and so on and so forth. So Nmap has a large number of potential options. I have selected, these are the ones I like to use for a preliminary Nmap scan. So TAC-SC is to run default enumeration scripts. The default enumeration scripts are what's causing the additional information you see about each port, like right here. We'll get to that here in a second. TAC-SV is to enumerate software versions. The Nmap will make an attempt to determine what versions of software it's dealing with. In this case, you can see that it's highlighted VSFTPD 3.0.3, which is a pretty common one. TAC-ON is to output the results of the scan to a file in Nmap format. That's TAC-ON. To a file called prelim. That's just what I like to call the first Nmap scan that I run. TAC-V is to run in verbose mode, so we get all this extra information from Nmap. And this is, of course, the IP address of the machine.
At Al4ZR3D likes poking boxes, bugger story, giggity giggity goo.
Giggity giggity. Jifran with the 69. Nice. Tiggle bitties. Thanks so much. The Beast FC with the 2 months. Welcome back. Junior Panda with the first time indoctrination into the cult. Welcome in, my friend. Thanks so much for supporting the stream. Puertia and Sebas 10M. Thanks for the follows, my friends. Cthulhu fought to you, my friend. Tac. That's just what I like to call a hyphen, okay? You could say hyphen if you want. It doesn't roll off the tongue as well as tac, okay? That's objectively correct. So what we note immediately... is that Nmap has identified that port 21 is open, the FTP port, and it also says anonymous FTP login is allowed. So that's excellent. We also see port 22 and port 80. This is HTTP. Port 80 is most commonly HTTP. It doesn't have to be. Any service can run on any port, but it's most commonly HTTP. And we've also got OpenSSH on port 22, and this is the identifying public key of the server. So we're going to also do a full port scan. So Nmap by default only scans the most common 1,000 ports. If you wanted to scan all 65,535 TCP ports, you have to do tac here. Tac. Okay. There you go. Alrighty. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that FTP server really quickly. FTP anonymous login is something you will see in real life. It's not necessarily a vulnerability. Some companies will expose like public marketing documents that they want people to have access to, anyone to have access to on a anonymous FTP servers. That happens all the time. I see that very frequently. Anonymous FTP login isn't necessarily a vulnerability unless you have write access to it or there is sensitive data found on that anonymous server, okay? But it's pretty common to see it in real life. It's not always a finding. Sometimes it is. So you see we've logged in here. Let's go ahead and see what's in here. We see try to find.jpg. Okay, so we downloaded it. We're going to just try to put a file onto the server. Let's see if we have write access. Put Cthulhu.txt. Permission denied. So we do not have write access, it seems. What was I going to do? Oh, look at the image. Let's look at the image. Try to find. Open. Let's open try to find.jpg. I see, yes. This is excellent. I deeply approve. I deeply approve of this entire image that we are viewing. Yes, I believe, chat, that this is a netcat. This is what they call a netcat. So we've if you were wondering what it looked like, this is what it looks like. Okay? This is just an excellent image all around. I deeply appreciate it. Where do you get these tiny hoodies? Does anybody know where you can get one of these tiny hoodies? Asking for a friend. Okay? I have a friend. I have a friend who may I have a friend who would really like one of these tiny hoodies. I'm just saying. Okay, let's check it for Stego. Now, was there a way to, like... I think there was a way to, like, tell... Is it in Steghide? How do you... Someone told me there was a way to, like, scan a file for information even if you don't have the passphrase. Oh, we can exif tool it as well. Let's exif tool it first. Exif tool, try to find. Exif tool will show us the metadata of the image. We can see if there's anything of actual interest. We see the file was originally put on the server in 2021. You get them at the Tiny Hoodie store. I've never been to a Tiny Hoodie store, but I really would like to go. I thought that we... maybe we could do info. Maybe we could do info. Steghide info try to find. Could not extract any data. Try to find, I guess. Okay, like there doesn't seem to be any steganography. For those who don't know, steganography is more or less the art of hiding information in plain sight. So in the case of steganography within images, you can hide data inside of the image in what's called the least significant bits. Like every pixel is a byte, or it might be more than one byte, depending on what the coloring code, how many colors you have. But for simplicity's sake, let's say every pixel is a byte of data, and those bytes are made up with 8 bits, and those bits have a most significant bit, as in the one that affects the color the most, and they have a least significant bit, as in there's one that is really not noticeable at all. Like it's not noticeable to the naked eye. So by flipping the least significant bit, you can actually embed hidden information in an image without significantly changing the appearance of the image, if that makes sense. Let's try netcat, I guess, just for funsies. Netcat. No luck there. So if there is, binwalk. We should also binwalk. So what binwalk does is it iterates through the entire file byte by byte, and it tries to discover evidence of additional embedded files within this file. So there could potentially be an executable or a zip file or something embedded inside of this JPEG at various offsets within it. So in this case, it seems like we didn't find anything. So let's go ahead and take a look at the web server. We did see that port 80 was open on our Nmap scan, if you recall. And our full port scan finished very quickly. And we do just see port 80. So let's go ahead and take a look at port 80. Take a look at this. It's a very simple box, so don't overthink. This probably means I'm going to spend 5 hours on it. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Money.
18 months. I have an interview next week for a sysadmin job and I'm pretty excited.
Nice! 18 months. Welcome back, my friend. Congratulations on your job interview. Get excited. 4x11, thanks for the follow. All right, so there's nothing there. So there's nothing linked. We looked at the page source. Yes. FBI, open up! Yeah, the FBI is coming for us. We did look at the source code. We decrypted the HTML source code. Okay, and that is a prosecutable offense in some states. So, yeah. But don't worry. They're not gonna get me today. They're not gonna get me today, boys. So there's no links on this page or anything. So we're gonna use a tool called GoBuster to try and brute force directories and see if we find anything. I'll explain see if we find any additional pages. We can also try robots.txt, although Nmap usually finds that if we include TAC-SC. So GoBuster has multiple commands you can use with it, but right now we're gonna use dir. For directory brute force. Does binwalk find alternative data streams? That's a good question. I'm not actually sure. I've only ever used it on Linux machines. TAC-U. This is the IP address, the web server URL. This is the word list we're going to be using. This is the word list I like to start with. And we're going to add in PHP extensions, as in GoBuster is going to automatically tack on .php to the end of everything in here and add it on to the words it's already checking. So we'll also find PHP files. That's just a good thing to do on Linux. All right, we do see a /blogs endpoint. Let's try robots.txt real quick. No robots.txt, but we did see /blogs, so let's take a look at that. I'm Tom Hacker. I already hacked this box and informed, but they didn't do any security configuration. Been there, my friend. If you want hint for next step. Okay. So a little bit CTF-y. Why not Derb instead of GoBuster? You can use Derb, that's fine. Like there are lots of directory brute force tools out there. Like I like GoBuster. There's also Feroxbuster. There's FFuff. There's WFuzz. There's Derbuster. There's Derb. There's tons of them on there. So just pick one. Like it doesn't really matter. They do the same thing regardless. I think maybe he dropped a shell. It's possible. This is a little bit CTF-y. We do see this comment here at the bottom. This is how you denote a comment in HTML. This won't show up on the main page, you'll notice, but it does show up in the the source. Okay. So we do see secret text. Now, is that there? No, I guess it might be in the root. There is nothing in this page. I am skeptical. Yes. Secret key extract data. Okay. So again, this is a little CTF-y, but it's still worthwhile to learn the methodology. I want you to focus less on the hack, on the actual like way into the box, and more on what methodology I am using to determine the way forward, my friends. Does that make sense, kids? So, for beginners, it's more important for you to understand my methodology. Like, I came to the web server and I ran GoBuster. I'm checking the page source to see if there's anything in it. If this was an SSL page and not HTTP, I would check the certificate. I ran Nmap scans. I ran a full port Nmap scan. Like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This is all methodology you should be learning from, okay? So yeah, as people in chat have pointed out, this is probably the steganography key. We don't have any indication. There's no way really to know unless we have the passphrase. There's no way really to know if there's steganography in this image. So we can try and do, but here we seem to have a key. Let's paste that in. And we see we do have a data.txt file embedded inside of this image. Okay? You don't see, for those who are concerned, you don't see steganography very often in real life. You just don't. It just doesn't happen. Some attackers may choose to embed malware in images and stuff like that using steganography. But in general, you just don't see it very often. It's just generally not important. So we can do steghide, extract, tac sf for stego file, try to find .jpeg. We put in the key, and we wrote extracted data to data.txt. Let's see what we have. Data.txt. Hello, Renu. I tell you something important. Your password is too weak, so change your password. Don't underestimate it. So this seems to be some kind of a taunt for hopefully a user on the box that indicates that they have a weak password. So we can do like SSH Renu at what's the IP address of this machine? Let's try Renu. Let's just try some basic passwords, and then we'll try brute forcing it. Password. Nothing. Password 123. Okay. We'll just run it through Hydra really quickly. Hydra. So Hydra is a brute force tool. You can brute force a lot of protocols with Hydra. I think among them SSH, FTP, HTTP, SMB, all kinds of shit. So Hydra is very useful. There's one series, yeah, TAC NSR. You always want to add TAC NSR. This means that Hydra will automatically try no password. They'll try the username as the password, and they'll try the username reversed as the password, which are common picks. So you always want to include those. Hydra, TAC NSR. TAC L, was it Renu? RENU? Renu. TAC L indicates, a lowercase l indicates we're only giving it one username to brute force rather than many. TAC capital P means we're going to give it some passwords. We could try, rocku.txt is usually fine. We could try word lists, rocku.txt. We may want to try some shorter password lists first, actually. Let's try do sec lists, passwords, common credentials. Again, we're kind of just, this is kind of a shot in the dark here. Top 20 common SSH passwords. We can start with that. Okay. And then IP address. And then the protocol. So SSH. Let's see if we get any hits here. Nothing. No hits there. We can try some more word lists. We could do like 500 worst passwords.txt. Shin Ryzen with the 17 months. Welcome back, my friend. Power O, Rick Loves LV, and Sancho the Horse. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu fought into all three of you. Let's see if we can. We're doing a little brute forcing. What you drinking? This is Diet Dr. Pepper. That's what I do I need to be a coder for OSCP? No. You do not need to have any programming skills for OSCP. You will occasionally need to be able to read code and modify it where necessary, but that can usually be done with a little bit of Googling.
A hunter must hunt.
Yeah, we could try the... I think your terminal's the best I've seen in a while. I did work on it for a little bit, so thank you. I appreciate that. That's nice of you to say. We may be trying... I'm probably just going to try Rocku here in a second. Rocku just has 14 million passwords in it or something like that. So it behooves you to try other shorter word lists first when you're doing something like this.
A hunter must hunt.
Yeah, we'll have to... Rocku is a common one in CTFs. Rocku.txt comes built into Kali, and usually if something is meant to be cracked or it's meant to be brute forced, the password will be in Rocku, just as a matter of convention. Just as a matter of convention, it will tend to have those things. Or it will tend to, that's just what people tend to do. That's all. Is it the same thing in OSCP? Yes. You don't commonly have to brute force for the OSCP exam, is my understanding. They just don't like that as a vector to get in. Yeah, you don't need any security experience for OSCP. Not really. Just be prepared. It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a fight. I have a close college friend who has basically no security experience, but is going through the OSCP right now. It's a gauntlet. You're going to have to try hard. That's why their motto is try harder. But don't be one of those people that just puts it off forever and feels like you're never going to be ready. You're never going to feel ready, okay? I could take it today, and I probably wouldn't feel ready for it. Okay? I have the OSCP. I've had it for many years. But if I took it, and I've advanced way past it in my skill level. But even so, if I took if I tried to take the exam today, I would probably be nervous about it. At least a little nervous about it. So, I guess this is taking longer than I had thought. I guess we're just going to try Rock U. I thought I'd try some shorter ones. I didn't think it would take this long. But let's just try Rock U. I just didn't want to start with Rock U because it has 14 million passwords in it. Rock U is great for cracking stuff. But for brute forcing, it can take a really, really, really long time. Brute force FTP faster? No. I mean, that user may not have access to FTP. Maybe we should brute force FTP. Maybe they want to give us access to FTP instead of SSH. That is true. But I'm assuming it's... Try using CrackMapExec. I mean, you could use CrackMapExec for it as well. I'm not sure which tool is fastest. It doesn't really matter, okay? We're just gonna... Again... there are many tools that will do what I am doing right here. There's also Medusa. There's good old bash scripts. You can just write your own Python script to do it. It's not hard. There's 1,000 tools that will brute force like this. Check GoBuster. Yeah, we can check GoBuster while we're waiting here. We still just have the blogs directory there. Oh, there we go.
A fine addition to my collection.
That'll make a fine addition. So 987654321. A very strong password. If I've ever seen one, okay? That password will make a fine addition to our collection. And there we go.
Hackerman.
I'm in. All right, we did it, boys. Does anybody have any questions about any of that? Pretty straightforward stuff there. Pretty straightforward, but I don't want to leave anyone in the lurch. Is there anybody who is confused? Is there anybody who is confused, my friends? I hate brute forcing. You do tend to see a little bit more of that oftentimes CTF players do not like brute forcing either. It's dumb. I'm going to have to agree. I'm going to have to very much agree. But it is an important skill to know, okay? It's quite important. Mr. Streamer, what kind of PC do you recommend for a hacker? Preferably one with a keyboard. You're also going to need a screen of some kind. You will need some way to type on it. You don't necessarily need a keyboard, but maybe like one of those iPad things where you can tap on it. Oh, and also it needs to be internet connected. Temple OS is not going to work for you. You're gonna need internet connections and also a power outlet. You will need electricity as well. Yes. But those are basically the only ones you need. But it's written in Holy See. Temple OS is the best. I actually came across Zeal OS the other day. Zeal OS the other day, a fork of Temple OS with networking. So check that out if you feel like it. It's called Zeal OS. Z-E-A-L, I believe. Zeal OS. But really, real talk, fellas. You don't need a really beefy machine to do hacking. Yes, the more muscle your machine has, the more you're going to be able to do things like password cracking and running a lot of VMs. I think the most important computer spec for a hacker is actually RAM. And people will differ on this. You could just say clock speed. I don't think that hackers really need super strong clock speed or anything like that. I think RAM is going to be your most important asset as a hacker. And that's because you can run virtual machines. The more virtual machines you can run at once, the easier it's going to be to run development machines and stuff like that. Hey, weird question. How do you pronounce your Twitch handle? Al-Hazred. The 4 is an A and the 3 is an E. It is a reference to a character in literature. I deeply a RAM and then SSD. An SSD is also like really the number one thing you can get your PC to speed it up and make it more friendly to use is going to be an SSD. Most laptops will just have an SSD right now. If you're getting a spinning drive, spinning drives are only good for like backing up at this point. You need SSD. Preferably you need an NVMe or an M.2 NVMe or something like that. But if you can't get that, that's okay. But that's the number one thing you can do to increase the speed of your PC. I guarantee it. All right. So let's continue with Moneybox. So let's take a look at our directory here. So we do see that there is a .bash history file here with quite a bit in it. So normally in these CTFs, you'll often see that bash history has been symlinked to dev null, meaning that it's just there's nothing in it. There's no information. So let's cat local.txt. That's the first flag of the box. There is another flag for root. We are not root yet. We are a low privilege user. We want to now elevate our permissions to get to root. But we put in the first flag, and you see the little progress bar fills up halfway. All right, so we do have a bash history file here. It looks like the creator of the box did not clean up the bash history. So we can see... So we have a Lily user, it appears. We have a Lily user with an SSH key. We can see that the box creator created an SSH key for Lily. Installed SSH. And that's it. Let's see. Su root. What, can I just su root from here? No way. Hang on a second. We've got a Lily user. As I said, is there anything else that's interesting here? Did they do a sudo vim or something like that? Did they... Oh, they su rooted, and we can't see it be in root's bash history if they changed. Let's just do sudo tac-l. So sudo tac-l is going to tell us if we can run anything as sudo. We do have his password, 987654321. Alas, user renew may not run sudo on Moneybox.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox.
Can't let you do that, Star Fox. Alrighty, so we cannot run sudo. We do have the FTP directory in here. That's the FTP server we're on. Nothing in there that we didn't see. .ssh. Let's check out .ssh. Now we do have an SSH key in here, I'm noting. So this is Renew's key. I thought maybe he'd have another key, maybe for Lily in here. But nope. Nothing there. There's a .local. Nano. Looks like he used Nano to modify some files. Let's see what's in the home directory. We do see the Lily user in here. Now, I saw the permissions on her SSH keys, and I doubt we're going to be able to read them. Oh, there are no SSH keys. Known hosts isn't a key. It's a public key for servers that are known to this server. So yeah, it is a key. It's not a private key. It's a public key. It's a public key for the server. And yeah, the known host is going to be different because a known host is a public key that identifies a particular SSH server. It's not a public key for a user. Go back to the bash history and take your time. All right, I'll go back to the bash history and take my time. I knew I should have. I just got it in my head that I really wanted to run sudo tac l. Okay, we cd into Lily. SSH keygen. What is SSH copy ID? I don't even know what that does. Hang on a second. We're going to find out. Copying SSH keys to servers. Installs an SSH key as an authorized key. So he generated a key. ID rsa.pub is one key. Yeah, it's a public key. Correct. It is a public key, hence the .pub. Let's just try that ID RSA against Lily, I guess. It can't hurt to try. So cat ID RSA. So for those who don't know, you can authenticate to SSH through SSH keys. This is the more secure way to do it. That's the way I do it, for example, in my daily job. Vim found.key. We can paste this in here. And then we need to change its permissions because SSH will not accept it otherwise. SSH wants very strict permissions. Found.key. SSH tac I. Found.key. Lily at All right, well, there you go. So that was that. So apparently that ID RSA that was in the .ssh directory was Lily's key, which you will see in real life. That little bit was realistic. You will see that in real life. Like my SSH directory is gonna have has a fuckload of keys on it in my on my work laptop because I have to SSH into a lot of different things. You will see that fairly commonly. That is where, by default, people or Linux will put SSH keys. So we are the Lily user now. We see that Lily also has a .bash history. So let's go ahead and take a look at what she has. What skeletons are in her closet here. So I'm noting that we have what appears to be this is a find command for set UID binaries. And then he's setting set UID on ping, which ping used to be set UID by default, and we also see the sudoers file being modified. What is the sudoers file? What is the sudoers file, my friends? Tiberius, that's literally what I said. I said that known hosts stores the public key of the SSH server. Those are literally the words that came out, not the SSH key for a user. That's literally what I said. Sinners on drugs. Like, so sudoers is... Oh, you're talking to people in chat? Oh, okay, that's fine. Okay, so the sudoers file indicates what users are allowed to execute commands as root or as other users. Okay? So this indicates that there's something in the sudoers file that we might be concerned about. So let's run sudo tac l to see if we can run commands. And alas, it seems that we can run Perl as root with no password. That seems... very that is quite interesting. you might as well just give them full root permissions at that point. So for those who don't know, Perl is a programming language. So literally you can run any code that you can write in Perl. I don't know why you would. Honestly, I think very few people can actually get root from here without Google because nobody writes in Perl anymore. Does anybody actually write in Perl? Like, realistically, who has written in Perl in the last 10 years? Like, in the last 10 years, I feel like nobody has used Perl. Python, like, only for CTF? Exactly. Nobody uses Perl, okay? But we could just use our hack. This is the Hack Tools browser extension. You can download this for free on Chrome and Firefox. Let's see if there is a Perl version. There is. So we do have a Perl reverse shell. So let's put in our IP address. Mine is, because of my terminal settings, I have my IP address down here at the bottom of the screen. (8443). We'll have it call back to us on port 8443. And we will copy our Perl reverse shell here. Okay. And we can start a netcat listener. We can start a listener to catch our connection. And we can do sudo. Let's put the full path. I don't think it's going to matter, but... All right, so then we can just execute that. Undefined address for socket. What is... Perl is also listed on GTFO bins. Well, yeah, sure, we can do. Let's just do GTFO bins then. I don't know enough about Perl to debug why this is happening. It might be because of nested quotes, but it looks like the quotes are looking fine here. I'm not sure why it's messed up. Relying on the browser extension a little too much. So we could just do something a lot simpler here. Let's just do this. Right there. I didn't sudo it. It is important to sudo it. I'll explain what this command is doing here in just a second. And there we go. Who am I? We are root. So what this is doing is it's simply running the Perl interpreter, and it's running it with the tac E or -E and saying, hey, execute this inline Perl code. Just execute this Perl code. And the Perl code we're executing is exec bin sh. We're just having it execute bin sh for us. Very, very simple stuff there. So we can go find the proof.txt. There we go. We're going to do another box. Don't go anywhere. We're obviously not done. We're obviously not done, kids. We're going to do another box. All right. Any questions about that box? Any questions about that? Nice little warm-up machine. But don't let yourself be left out in the cold, okay? If you're confused on any part of that, make sure to ask questions in chat. It's okay. We're all at different points in our hacking journeys, and it's okay if you're a little confused about what just happened in some way. Just ask questions. What questions do you guys have? Anything? Nothing? Just want to go on to the next box? Do you have a checklist you run through? I used to. I used to in my early days. In my early days, I would have a checklist, like especially for Privesk, that I would run through. But these days, I have a certain number of things that I'll check that as common privesc vectors, and then I will run linps if none of those bear fruit. So is your flipping... Fuck. I'm going to start... Chat? Okay. All right. Chat. Chat. We need to have words, okay? It is not fair that I don't have a flipper yet. Okay? It's not fair. It is not. We live in a cruel, uncaring universe. Okay? The stars collided and formed planets, and out of the primordial hydrogen of the Big Bang. Okay? And somehow formed cognizant life that doesn't, and ultimately, none of this universe cares about anybody. And the most quintessential example of this fact that there is no God is that I do not have a flipper 0 yet. Okay? It is known. Okay? We know this. We know this to be true. You don't need to rub it in. Okay? You don't need to rub in the existential nightmare. Did you order a whiter? They're all orange. Can you teach PostgreSQL? I'm not good at teaching, like, SQL database administration. I'm good at SQL injection. I can do that. How is the Big Bang related to hacking? Well, in a very real sense, if the Big Bang hadn't happened, hacking would actually not be possible. So, really, hacking is... the Big Bang is crucial to hacking. Okay? Alrighty. What are we doing next? So, we've got... I'm open to doing an intermediate box. Intermediate... let me just throw all these on there. Okay? We're going to do any... The ones that have, like, a completed bar next to it, those are the ones that I've finished. So, we're going to pick from the ones that I have not done yet.
A hunter must hunt.
DC-9. Assertion 101. Okay. Get your votes in, kids. You're a good teacher and funny too. I appreciate that, Ahem Masm. I do try to be entertaining. I do my best. I don't always succeed. Any marbles tonight? Oh, do we want to do marbles? We can do marbles real quick. You guys want to do marbles? We haven't done marbles in a few streams. Do MSEX map? Do we have cybersecurity maps now? Are cybersecurity people creating marbles maps now? Get your votes in for which box you'd like to see. Right now, DC-9 is winning. All right, we'll do a quick marbles race just for funsies, for fun and glory. We click on race. Which is the map? Tiberius, which map? Risky Risk? Can I search? There's a lot of maps. Community maps. Search risky. Sort by latest. Okay. Search is njank. I still don't see one. Your mic really loses your voice when you turn away. Is it intentional? It's not intentional that it loses my voice. It's intentional it drowns out the sound of my keyboard. My keyboard's a mechanical keyboard and it's quite loud. The search doesn't work? Yes, I'm noticing that. Risky, risky, risk. MSEC. Okay, perfect. We did it. Okay, let's do it. We found it. Oh, spooked. Are we about to be spooked? Oh my god, everything's upside down. It's topsy-turvy. All right, exclamation point play. Exclamation point play in the chat. If you would like to play, it costs you nothing. I have no giveaways today, unfortunately. I need to do another giveaway. We'll do another giveaway next turn. What vendor keyboard do you use? I use Corsair. Although I'm probably going to move off of Corsair because their peripherals are really irritating me lately. I might. This Logitech mouse has been serving me very well, though, so I may move to Logitech peripherals soon. Alrighty. We do giveaways frequently on this stream, but I don't have anything prepared for today. Fair warning, this map is really dumb. Listen, you're the one who suggested it. You're the one who suggested it. Alright, get your votes. Wait, which one won? Mods. Mods, which box won? Which box won the poll? DC-9? Okay, I'll start the box. I'm going to start the box while this shit is starting up, okay? There we go. Okay, box is starting up. Get your votes in, friends.
A hunter must hunt.
Or get into the... Okay, I'll give you a few more seconds. 10 more seconds or so. Okay, we're starting. It begins. Oh, shit. Okay, wait. Alright, alright. What is happening? What is going on? It's chaos! Oh my god, it's mayhem! So many bodies! What is happening? Burnt Willie. Oh, he flew too close! Oh! Much like Icarus! Much like Icarus, Burnt Willie has flown too close to the sun. Alas, De Croissant. I don't know exactly what happened. Oh my goodness. I don't know exactly what happened there. Man, that finished faster than a Muslim guy on his wedding night. Holy shit. That was quick. That was a fast one. What kind of map was that? Just it was a community map. A community map right there. But it was a bloodbath. Alrighty. Very fun. Man, we barely got into the F-Zero-X music. We barely got into the F-Zero-X music. Then Al-Hazred and Maticus's mom. That is a better analogy, yes. That is true. Alright, Victor DC-9. Alright, let's start DC-9. So what you're going to see on this new box, if you're new to the stream, you're going to see that my methodology is going to be largely the same. And that's because developing a workflow is like 90% of being a hacker. Like 90% of it is just figuring out a workflow that works for you. So, and you're always refining and improving it. But the key is to learn it to get one in the first place. So let's go ahead and Nmap scan. We're going to use the same ones we used before, the same options. Those are just the options I prefer to start with. Let's see what we get here. Port 80 we see is the only port that is open. Let's see if we can let's do an all port scan and then we'll check out port 80. Okay, example.com. Let's click around a little bit. Display all records. We have some... Oh, boy. I don't know. I don't think he's actually qualified for this position. I don't think he's qualified for a replacement janitor. I'm going to be honest with you. I do not think... I would think that Phoebe is actually overqualified. But okay. Ross is an instructor. That does make sense. Yes, that does make sense. Why do we have so many janitors? We have like literally 3 fill-in janitors. Like how many janitors do we have on staff? Like in Scrubs, they had 1 janitor for the entire hospital. And in this, we have 17 people in this company, and like 5 of them are janitors. Yo, there is a cat. Is it the CEO? It better be. Tom Cat, the driver. Indeed. Very nice. Barney Rubble. Mary Moe. Very, very nice. Oh my god, I have to watch Scrubs now. I've been rewatching Scrubs recently. I fucking love Scrubs, okay? Scrubs is a great fucking show. Like, Dr. Cox is my spirit animal in Scrubs. I understand. The older I get, the more I understand Dr. Cox. The more I can comprehend. I can feel him. Okay, I can feel his essence, and I'm not sure that's a good thing, but it's true. Okay. The older I get as a single man, the more Dr. Cox becomes relatable in Scrubs. If you haven't watched Scrubs, first of all, watch Scrubs. But second of all, we're referring to characters in the show Scrubs. Port 80 is the only port that is open according to our scan. Now, we do see a search. Let's do a test. Search results 0. Okay. Manage. We could try ye old admin. Okay, you guys ready for some David Blaine street magic? Is it time for David Blaine street magic? Hey! What else logs you in? Hey, you know what else is orange? Admin or 1 = 1. Okay, it didn't work. Hang on. It didn't. Damn it. I'm holding out for that one time it's gonna work again, okay? Every so often that works. No, it doesn't seem like it works. We could try the double quotes. Damn it. We can try the pound symbol at the end here. I like to try a few of these. No sign of SQL injection there, I guess. Now, but we definitely do want to be testing for squeal injection here, though. As some people have pointed out in chat, Little Bobby Tables. Little Bobby Tables, we call him. Eagle! Yeah. I love that show so much. That's a great show. It was ahead of its time in a lot of ways, honestly. I was watching it again, and there are a lot of moments where, like, Turk is being, like, just kind of gross and misogynistic, but then the show immediately calls him out on it. Like Carla, for instance, will immediately call him out on being a dipshit, or being a misogynistic dipshit. I think, like, that show was ahead of its time a little bit, honestly, as far as, you know, respecting women. Honestly, and not and calling out just poor toxic behavior on behalf of men. The last season was a disappointment. I hope you're referring to season 8 and not season 9. Season 9 never happened. They were talking about making it. They were talking about making season 9, and it turns out they never actually did. Okay, it never actually happened. Why burp? Because so this is what's called a web proxy. So a web proxy is going to sit between our web browser and the web server itself, and we're going to be able to closely inspect all of our HTTP requests that are going to and from the server. This allows us to do a variety of things with this is basically an invaluable tool for hacking web servers. Okay, you can't. There are other web proxies that exist, such as the one of which we do not speak. But Burp is the one that I personally choose to use on most in most cases. But you can certainly use whichever proxy works for you. Okay, so now let's redirect our proxy to Zap, and we see that our HTTP requests are gonna appear in here. I'm most interested in this search.php. Let's do Phoebe. Because we know one of the janitors was named Phoebe. Oh, I have intercept on. Let's forward it. Okay, so it correctly finds the ID here. This has all of the hallmarks of a SQL injection. Okay, let's try putting in a single. We can send this to Repeater to send this without the web browser, and let's put in a single quote there and see what happens. It doesn't look like we got anything. It doesn't look like we got anything there. Let's try putting it in here, see if we see anything. We get no results. We can try the or 1 = 1 syntax here too. Now, if this works, if this injection works, we should see all of the responses returned. David Blaine, Street Magic. David Blaine. Cheez-Its! So this is what's happened here? So what's happened here, my friends? We put in this. This is not a first or a last name, and we submit that, and it returns all of the results. It returns all of the results. How odd. Why is that happening? Yeah, because we have little Bobby Tables. Our good friend, Bobby Tables, is visiting us once more. Okay, so let's, so we can do that over here, to show this off. Little Bobby Tables. And we can see all of the responses here. So what can we do with this? Well, we can start to tack on additional information. So what's happening here is there is a, based on what we put in the search parameter, there is a SQL query that is being sent to a backend database. The web server doesn't actually have all this information. There is a backend database that contains all of this employee information that it's querying to retrieve it for us, right? So, and whatever we put in this search box is being sent to the backend database. And if we're clever about things, we do a little David Blaine Street Magic. We can actually ask the database for more information than it's intending to give us. Okay? So one thing we can try is we can try union select 1. I don't expect this will work because a union statement in a SQL query is how you tack on one select statement to another select statement. So let's do a quick Notepad stream. So what this query probably looks like, we don't know what the query that's retrieving this stuff is, but we have some good guesses. Okay, we have some strong guesses of what it might be. So it's probably a select query, and it probably looks something like this: select ID, name, position, phone, and email from employees employees where name like user input. It probably looks something like that. It probably looks something like this. It's going to get the contents of these columns from the one which has a name like the what you put in the search query. Does that make sense? Oh, it's my, okay. Does that make sense, kids? At a basic level? So, if we put or 1 equals 1 in here, again, we don't know that the query looks exactly like this. It's probably a little bit different. Like the table name is probably different, but we'll see. We just need to know the basic structure of the query in order to exploit it. But what if we put in a name like Phoebe in here? It's going to track down one of the names, the listing from the database which has a name that contains the name Phoebe. Okay, pretty easy stuff. But if we put, for example, or 1 equals 1, like this, now we've changed the query, haven't we? Now we've changed the query. We've terminated this string, so this is now an empty string, and we've added on a conditional to say, hey, return every row where the employees has a name like blank, or where the number 1 is equal to the number 1. Hey, fellas, is the number 1 equal to the number 1? Is the number 1 frequently equal to 1? Yes, you're all being, yes, Kappa. Okay, all right. I can never tell if chat is genuinely dumb or just being obtuse. Okay? But yes, basically, we're causing this to always be true, so it will return every row in the database. Okay? And this part at the end is a comment. This is just, it's commenting out the rest of the SQL statement so that we don't have to worry about what might be after this. Okay? Now, if we want to extract information from the database, if this is MySQL, which it probably is, stacked queries are not allowed in MySQL. So probably what we're going to have to do is do a union statement. So union select. So a union statement allows you to make more than one select statement in one. So we're going to tack on a union statement to the end of this. Union statements need to be requesting the same number of columns for some fucking reason. So we probably will get no results here. Yeah, we expect no results from this. That is expected. So normally what you would do here is you would just brute force this until you get results.
Union statements are like Cheez-Its. Where is my orange soda, David Blaine? It's in my mouth. He put it in my mouth. How did you get it in my mouth?
Dude, that, I swear to God, let's make it, we put in Phoebe so that it will intentionally return at least one row. But it's erroring out. The SQL statement is generating an error because there's an incorrect number of columns on this side of the union select. So normally we just brute force this until we found the right number of columns. When we get Phoebe's information, that indicates our query was correctly correct. In this case, I can guess there's probably 5 columns. Okay, my VM locked up. Give it a second. But yeah, seriously, that video, Jifferam, lives rent-free in my head, like, all the time. I don't... Has anyone else had David Blaine's Street Magic living rent-free in their head since, like, literally 2007? Because that's where I've been. Like, that's where I've been in my... that's where I've been in my life, okay? We still get 0 results. There we go. So there's actually 6 columns it's retrieving. So now we have the correct number of columns. And let's see what this looks like in the browser. We can have Burp render it for us. And notice, it's giving us 2 results, right? It's giving us 2 results. The first one is just Phoebe, because we asked for Phoebe right here. But then it's giving us another row, which is anomalous, isn't it? Oh, there's a first and a last name. There's a first and a last name. Okay. So what's happening here is it's just putting the integer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in all of those. Oh yeah, when is the next you laugh? If you laugh, you lose. I need to determine a good. If you guys got a good, I need to think of a good like payoff. If you guys win, if you laugh, you lose. That thriller dance lives rent free in my head. I'm never doing it again. I look so bad. I'm so bad at it. I was so out of practice on that thriller dance that I could barely remember the moves. I'm not gonna make excuses, but it was bad. But give me some ideas of what you would like to punish me if you win, if you laugh, you lose. I would love to do another if you laugh, you lose for sure. Hot tub hacking stream with Amaranth. I know somebody who would probably really not like that. And her name is well, there's actually two people. Amaranth would probably not like it either. So that's two people that probably would need to sign off. That probably is not going to work out. I'm just going to have to say. When are you ever in shape for that dance? It's a hard dance. I'm going to be honest. It's a hard dance. It took me a long time to learn the steps. Okay, so now we can start inputting other stuff in here. So we could do like tac version. And let's see what we get from this. And looky there. Now we get MariaDB. Now it says, okay, we're dealing with MariaDB 10.3.17. Does that make sense? Search exploit? Dude, we already found a vulnerability. This is all we need. This vulnerability is all we need right here. So now, I have to go over to a MySQL injection cheat sheet because I frequently forget what to do here. Let's get the user. DB user. So we're probably not root. That's a little bit of a problem. Let's get the database. Let's get some basic information. Staff. So we're in the staff database. We want to list let's list the tables. We want to try and what are we looking for? We can potentially extract probably any information we want from this database, but what are we looking for in particular? Need some explaining? Oh, well, what don't you explain? What don't you understand? Explain. Like, ask questions. Ask questions. Don't just say I need to explain it. Yeah, we want passwords.
A fine addition to my collection.
We want fine additions to our collection. So we need to determine where the passwords are located because we saw a login page, right? We saw a login page. We need to know where the passwords are. So the first thing we need to do is list the tables in the database. We may need to list databases as well, but let's go ahead and list the tables and see if there's anything in our current database. Okay. I'm doing this manually. Obviously, you don't need to do this manually. I'm trying to show things rather than tell about them. But obviously, there are ways to do this in an automated sense. Group concat. From information, where table schema. Okay, it's going to be something like this. Let me make sure I get group concat right. Hang on a second. Let's do group concat. Cthulhu. Fhtagn. Just want to make sure I'm doing this correctly. Yep, so we are correctly concatenating. Let's go ahead and add a space in there. I don't even have to URL encode. That's so nice. That's so nice that I don't have to URL encode. We have to actually put a space in there for that to be... Oh, it's broken now because... Now let's try URL encoding it. There we go. Okay. Control-Shift-U. Okay. So. Alright, so we did a group concat. So what the group concat is going to allow us to do is concatenate multiple tables into one, into a single line here. So maybe instead of a space, we can use a colon. Let's just do a colon. Yeah, there we go. Let's just do a colon. So we put a colon in there. All right, so we're going to group concat. Table schema and table name. Schema. Table name. And then at the end, we have to put the rest. From information schema.tables. And all of this stuff. And we're filtering out the MySQL specific database information. We don't want that. We get no results. Probably because we have an error. Let's URL encode and try it again. Remove quotes. Did I put quotes on table name? I did put quotes on table name. Thank you. That would explain it, wouldn't it? Nope. Control U. Control U. Control Shift U. Those aren't valid. Oh, did it do the fancy ones again? Oh, god damn it. I hate that. That gets me every time, my dude. The stupid Unicode characters get me every fucking time. Like, why would you put those Unicode characters when you know people are gonna copy and paste? That's just cruel, okay? Listen, there's a special kind of hell for somebody. If you look really close, you can see it. Do you see this? That these are like special Unicode. Like this is the upside down apostrophe and this is the right side up one. These are the special Unicode Unicode quotes. And they know we're going to be copy and pasting. This is some rat fucking shit. Like there's a special place in hell for these people. Okay? God damn it. That motherfucker gets me every time. I swear to God. Thank you so much for pointing that out, chat, because I almost never notice that when it happens to me. And there we go. So now we get proper information. All right. So we have this is the database and this is the staff details table. And this is the database, the users table, and the database, users database, and user details. My guess is we might want the users database. Or it might be staff users. We probably want both. We're probably going to want both one way or another. So let's just copy this whole injection out and make sure. Does everybody understand what is happening here? Like, at a high level, I understand if you can't replicate it on your own, that's totally okay. Go to UserDB, it'll be in there. Okay, we'll do UserDB then. We'll do the UserDB. Okay, so we listed out the tables. And we want to list the columns. We're going to have to fix the fucking quotes. Every single time, we're going to have to fix these fucking quotes. Table schema, table name, column name. Cable schema, cable name. Column name. From. I always use a cheat sheet for this. It's just easier than remembering all of this crap every time. Except you do get the Unicode quotes if Satan himself has written this crap. Where table schema not equal MySQL. Let's just get it all. Let's just get it all. Okay. So we got a bunch of crap. Let's look at the pretty. Okay, so we got user details. And we got user details password. That's what we want. We're looking for that word, password. Do we need the same? Yeah, we need the same number of columns. You could just not do the group concat and put the table schema, table name, and column name in different entries, different columns here. I just do the group concat to keep it simple. Okay, I'm just doing the group concat to keep it simple. There don't seem to be any passwords up here, so we don't care about this. What we care about is the contents of this password, of these passwords here. Really, we just want the users. We just want the username and the password columns from the user details table in the user's database. Okay? Okay, so now we can do... we can delete all of this. We want username, colon, password. And we can delete the rest of this. We don't need that last one. Okay. From users dot user details. This is the database. This is the column. And there we go. There you go. You got users, you got usernames, and you got passwords. In clear text, too. Now, I know what you're saying. Mr. Streamer, these are in clear text. Surely, nobody ever in the history of time, in the year of our Lord, 2022, would ever have clear text passwords in the database. Dude, I see that pretty frequently, especially on internal databases. If I access internal databases, there is a pretty significant chance that they're going to be clear text credentials. It's just very common. I'm not saying I'm not saying it's the rule. I don't even know if it happens even half of the time, but it would not surprise me in any way. I've seen clear text credentials. I've hacked websites. I've hacked Shopify sites. I found a SQL injection in a Shopify website once that had clear text credentials in its database. Like it happens a not insignificant number of times on publicly available web servers too. Okay, DC-9. Okay, so let's copy out all these passwords. Does everybody understand high level what's happening here? Does everybody understand? It's okay if you can't, it is completely okay if you cannot, replicate everything I just did. Obviously, SQL map exists, okay? We know SQL map exists. I did it manually this time to show you because you need to know how to do it manually. Okay? All right, so I have... Let's just close all these extra tabs. You've hacked Shopify, but have you hacked the Gibson? I have not hacked the Gibson. A notable gap in my security knowledge. Let's just delete all of these commas. Separate this out, make it look all nice. Okay. So now, we can take these passwords and we can do vim users.list, set paste, paste those in. Now we can do %s. We'll do colon. Just remove. We'll get just the usernames. And then vim passwords dot list. Paste those in. And we'll do something very similar here. I'm just taking a few shortcuts to get just the username, a file with just the username and just the password. And just the passwords right there. Okay? And now we're going to use Hydra, tac L, users.list, capital L for specifying a file, tac P, passwords.list, and then the IP address. Paste that in, and then SSH. Oh, there is no SSH. Oh, fuck, I forgot SSH wasn't in there. Oh, fuck. I have to try these. I mean, I could use Hydra as well. Which one was the CEO? Mary Mo? Do I have hers? Yeah. So I have hers. Let's just try to log in with her. Or maybe the Fred Flintstone because he's the systems administrator, but we'll try both. Okay, so Mary M. Yeah, you could do HTTP post form. I just don't want to deal with the that syntax. That syntax kind of sucks ass. But I might. If Fred F doesn't work, I'm going to have to do HTTP post form. If I don't want to be pasting all of these passwords in. Yeah. It looks like I'm doing HTTP post form. The syntax does suck ass, but I guess we're going to do that. So, HTTP post form. And now it wants a very specific series. I need the login request. I do apologize for the syntax you're about to see. If you need to do some chemotherapy, after this syntax, I do understand. Manage.php. So it wants the endpoint. Then it wants the post data. God, I feel like I'm going to need some chemotherapy every single time I have to do this syntax. I don't think I've ever gotten it right in one try before. Maybe this will be the lucky. So, caret, user, caret. And the password. Caret, pass, caret. Colon. And then we need to give it, we'll say the word invalid appears. Okay? So, we're telling Hydra, hey, here's a username list and here's a password list. And then This is the IP address to brute force. We're going to have it do an HTTP post form because that's the login. It's going to send the request to manage.php. This is the post data. We replace the username with _user _. It's going to take an entry from users.list and put it in there. And an entry from passwords.list is going to go in here. And then you need a string. You need to give Hydra some way of identifying a success or a failure. I think you need the preceding slash. You may be right. You may be correct on that. Oh my god, I got it right in the first try. That's harder than a tar command, dude. I get this wrong every single fucking time, my dude. Like, and none of them worked. God damn it. Really? What am I supposed to do with these passwords then? Did I get something wrong? What did I mess up? Double check my command. Did I mess something up? Damn it. The syntax may be lacking something. Did we get everything from the database? There were 2 databases. Let's just use SQL Map really fast. SQL Map. Let's just do SQL Map really fast. I can also show off how to do SQL Map to automate the search. Okay, so we'll copy this to file. We'll put it in Proving Grounds. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything from the database first. But I don't want to keep doing it manually because it's just going to waste time. And you've already seen it manual. It's just going to be more of the same. So now I can show you SQL Map as well.
Hey, listen.
Search.request. What? Don't you need F for a fail condition and S for a success condition? It's default. It's the fail condition by default. So you can do either of them, but it's the fail condition by default. So it's gonna, if you don't put F or S, it's gonna assume the fail condition. Otherwise, if that was not the case, Hydra would have returned a correct password for all of these. Because it would not be able to tell the difference correctly. So we'll do SQL Map, tac R, search.request, tac dbms, MySQL. We know the database is MySQL, tac level. We probably don't need that. Tac batch. It's a very simple SQL injection. SQL Map should find it immediately. Okay, it's already found it. Oh, my text still says Moneybox. You're right. Thank you. I'll fix it. Properties. Proving Grounds. DC-9. All right. So SQL Map has found an injection. It's down the standard union injection that we used. If there's a standard union injection, it's also going to have a Boolean and time-based blind. Those are obviously also going to work, but there's no reason to do these if there's this one, you know? So tac database, is it tac DBS? To enumerate the databases. So it's going to get the names of databases. We've got staff and we've got users. So let's just dump the users table to make sure I didn't forget anything there. Tac D users, tac dump. This is just a much quicker way of doing exactly the same thing that I was doing in here manually. Okay? Okay, so we do have all these passwords in here. Let's just go ahead and dump the staff details too. What was the other database? Staff. Let's just go ahead and dump staff. Oh, we found a hash. Oh, was there a password column I didn't see? Apparently there was another password column that I didn't see. My bad. Let's see if it'll crack it. Okay, I'm already bored. Just retrieve the hash. I'll put it in crack station. Okay, we have a password for it. We have a hash for admin. This is just an MD5 hash, so we can go over to crack station. This is like a database of already cracked hashes online. Never use this in real pen tests. In real pen tests, you do not use this. Don't use this and say, don't use crack station on a real assessment. And then when you're called out on it, go, well, Al-Hazred told me, Mr. Streamer always uses crack station. Like, you don't put client hashes into third-party websites, okay? Okay, Transorbital 1. Jesus Christ. Okay, I can't believe that I didn't see that. My bad. I'm not perfect, friends. I'm glad I decided to look back in the database. There's not a whole lot else to look at. There's no SSH open. Okay, we're logged in as admin. File does not exist. Add records. We can add a record to the database. File does not exist. What the fuck does this mean? Why are we getting file does not exist? I'm just going to take a shot in the dark here. Is there like a parameter here? File equals Etsy password? I don't know. I'm just trying shit. I'm not really sure. It says file does not exist. I guess we can try some ... slashes here as well. I don't know why it's saying file does not exist. That's very odd. So we found a little LFI along with everything else. So what is this useful for? So we found a little LFI, just a little bit. Top tier web app design. Oh, it's this is airtight. This is airtight, seriously. Okay. So we have an LFI here. But what should we look at? Is there anything else in here that I didn't fucking see? No, these are all the stuff that we looked at before. So time for log poisoning. It could be. We could. Could we do? I don't think we can write to a file. Or no, we can. And it was Apache, right? We could do log poisoning. I like where your head's at. So let's do Etsy. Let's see if we can find the Apache config. Etsy, Apache 2. Apache2.conf. Oh, we got a lot. We got it, boys. Yes. Okay, we have the Apache. Can we do? It's usually in var log. What's it called? Try the latest PHP. I still don't understand it, Tibbs. What is the log file usually called? Error.log? No. Is it just Apache? Is it Apache.log? var log apache2 access.log. That sounds right. Nothing. So we may not be able to read the logs. We may not be able to read the logs there. So the question is, what do we read? Did we see anything in the all ports? Nope. So what do we read then? Database credentials, maybe? Let's see. What were the name? Is it, we can look at var www html index.php. Hang on. Let's just, is there an index.php here? I'm assuming there is. Yeah, there is. So let's see if we can read index.php. Oh, it's recursively including. So we need to do PHP filters. Yeah, we're recursively including because I'm an idiot. So we need to do PHP filters. Let me get that from my cheat sheet here. Attacks. Is it web exploitation? PHP. And I know you guys want to do the PHP filter thing. I'm not going to do the PHP filter thing. I know, you're all very sad. Because I don't understand it well enough. Certainly not well enough to get a reverse shell out of it. Oh my god. It's locked up again. I don't know why this is happening to my VM recently. It only happens on stream. It doesn't seem to happen off stream. And it locks up again immediately. Come on, dude. Come on. Can I... Really? Come on, dude. It's all locked up. Yeah, burp is locked up. Just kill burp and restart it. You probably can't upload files like this? No, probably not. I mean, it might be a remote file inclusion, but I doubt that. Those are very rare these days. Okay, we're starting burp back up. Sorry about this. I think I locked it up when I tried to... I had it recursively include the file that was including it. I didn't think it would work. I thought it was welcome.php that was including it, but it looks like index.php might be including welcome.php. Okay. Okay. So we can go... so it is welcome.php. Okay, so there's welcome.php. We've got all of the users are there, and none of their passwords worked, which is not how it would be in real life. Probably. Maybe we can remove a few of these slashes. Let's make sure that still works. Okay. All right, let's do the PHP filters. So we should get some base 64 encoded stuff. We did not. Maybe it doesn't want the slashes. It does not. It doesn't look like filters work. It doesn't look like filters are even working. Am I doing the filters correctly here? Check over my syntax, chat, while I catch up on subs. Snowy Owl bringing Brutalenka into the cult. Welcome, Brutalenka. Thank you so much, Snowy Owl. Jarko with the first time indoctrination into the cult. Welcome, my friend. Foxtrot Delta, thanks for the follow. Lil Didi with the 17 months. Welcome back, my friend. Thanks so much for the long time support of the stream. The Crabby Old Man with 6 months. Welcome back. Melan42 with the 12 months. My goodness, a whole year. Welcome back, Melan. Jiff Ram, thanks for the 69. Nice. Tiggle Biddies. Lil DD, thanks for the 69. Nice. Tiggle Biddies. Tiggle Biddies. Doorman C, Turibla, Tecmo Joe, Red Ink, Lias, Celestial Design, Free Thinker, Declavantasever, Decal Vantan Sever, Soulstorm, Triv NGE, G2, Tropical Geek, and Winter Market. Thank you for the follow. Try read string rot 13. Did I do that right? Yeah, it doesn't seem like it wants filters, kids. Filters don't always work. Yeah, it looks like we're not getting... It looks like filters are a dead end on this one, fellas. Yeah, it's not going to help if we include search.php. We're not going to be able to see it anyways. We're not going to be able to see it anyways. We would need to PHP filter it. So what files should we look at? Maybe we can take a closer look at the Apache config. We can view the page source to get it properly formatted. Well, there might be virtual hosts, but I doubt that there's virtual hosts since we're not using any... We're using an IP address to access it. I doubt that there's any virtual hosts. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, IDRSA, obviously. We can look for... But that's a lot of users to look for IDRSA. But I guess that's what we're doing, huh? I guess we have to do that. Oh, StarCraft has started. Okay. There's a lot of users here. Probably WFuzz would be quickest. Are all these usernames, do they correlate with... But we have Barney R, Mary M. Oh, what am I putting in my notes for? We don't want to put it there. Let's go back down to Proving Grounds. Okay. Now, are these all Janitor 2? Scoots. These look all like all the right usernames. So we can do wfuzz tacw users.list. Tac u Dude, I did that. This is the Valkyrie theme from God of War, and this is not really a spoiler because you can see it in the trailer, but the fight with Frist Mist was fucking awesome. I did that last night, and that fight was fucking sick. It was so cool. Really neat fight there. All right, let's see if we get an ID RSA. Actually, it doesn't even matter. SSH isn't even open. SSH is not even open. I guess we're going to look anyways. But SSH is not even open. So we have to try and get a reverse shell somehow. I think that should work. Did I do this right? Why are we getting 0 characters? We shouldn't be getting 0 characters. Yeah, we shouldn't be getting 0 characters. There's more than 0 characters here. I don't know why WFuzz is messing it up. You're not logged in? Oh, right, I am not logged in. That's right. So... I need my cookie. So... How do I add a cookie to WFuzz? Tac B. I forgot I had to log in. Okay. Let's do that. Okay, now we get responses. But they're all the same length, which means that there are no ID RSAs, or we can't read them. Fuck! How do you get work done without chat to point out mistakes? Dude, those Unicode quotes would have fucked me in the ass so hard. I need to remember that, honestly. So we couldn't see the logs. Or there are no logs. Only HTTP is open. We could write a PHP payload into the database. Add record. We can try PHP info. Maybe this will work. Let's do this so we can use it with search. First name test1. Last name KECW. Phone number 12345678890. Test@test.com. Yeah, I mean the multitasking is definitely a pain. Let's search, and we can search for test1. Oh, good. We do get... Yes. He's so good, chat. How does he do it? How does he do it, chat? He's out of control. He's absolutely out of control. Unfortunately, PHP info is not showing up. But, however... But wouldn't that show PHP info? Probably. But I don't know why it's not showing up, but it's blank, which indicates something is happening. We can at least try to ping ourselves. KECW. Position is PHP. System. Let's echo Cthulhu fhtagn. System. We'll just do system ID. Or system ping. Taxi 3. 192.168.49.170. See if that does anything for us. Let me just copy this whole thing. Put it into our notepad. Okay, search. Search test 2. We don't see anything. Do we get a ping? Let's see if we can get pings. Nothing. Damn it. Did I do the syntax correctly? I thought that would be it. Maybe check source. It could be commented out. Good call. I mean, it's there, but it's not being executed. It's in there, and it's not showing up. It's just not being executed. Do you think Elon has access to your DMs? I don't want to think about what Elon does or does not have access to. I don't think trying a simple echo in all the fields... Fuck. So the LFI indicates to me that it wants me to... If we can write... Can we do an into-out file, I wonder? Let's see if we... Let's go back to SQL map. How does writing files work with SQL map again? Let's just get permissions. If we have the file permission, we'll give this a try. Is it it's privileges. Let's see if we have the file permission. We do not. We have almost no permissions. So we cannot write to files from the SQL injection. What am I missing? I don't know, guys. We're coming up on 2.5 hours. What do you guys think? I could keep beating my head against this. There's got to be a particular file that it wants me to look at. But there's no SSH. There is no SSH. So what file would give me... I can't view any of the PHP files because PHP filters do not work. Like, I'm going to keep trying, but I'm wondering if it's better to have somebody look at a write-up to indicate if I'm, to just nudge me on the right path. Because, so there's... I can't view any of the PHP files because PHP filters do not work. I can't access the Apache access logs. I have not tried remote file inclusion. That is something I need to try. That's definitely, that's probably it. Or not, maybe not, but that's definitely something I need to try. Okay. I opened Wireshark by accident. Wait. What did I just see? Did I see pings? No. No. I thought I saw pings, but I think I was listening on a different interface. I only opened it by accident. Okay, what was I going to do? Oh, yeah, remote file inclusion. http://192.168.49.170 test.php. Nothing. It's not RFI. I looked at a write-up. It's fucking stupid. Oh, god damn it. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Say it isn't so, Beacon. Beacon. Say it's not so. No. No fucking way, dude. They want me to port knock? Oh my god. That's so fucking stupid. Oh my god. I never would have gotten that in a million years.
What are you doing, step bro?
Like, in a million years? No, do I want the file? No, I'll look up. I'll figure it out. If I know it's a port knock, I can just look up, like, knockd's configuration or some shit. So, port knocking, I'm sure that's probably using knockd, or something like that. So, I'll look up port knocking configurations. I'll find it. But there is absolutely no way I would have guessed that. That's pretty fucking dumb. Okay? I'm not gonna say I haven't seen port knocking in real life. It does have its uses. So what port knocking is, it means that there's a firewall on this box. So let's look at the Nmap scan again. We look at the Nmap scan again. We see that only port 80 is open. If port knocking is enabled, if you send a TCP SYN packet to the right ports in the right sequence, it's like a cheat code. You can send a firewall is listening on the target that will there is a service listening on the target for connections on any TCP port. And if it gets a connection to the right ports in the right sequence, it will add your IP address to a allow list, and other ports will appear open now. Hopefully that makes sense. Apparently, you're supposed to tell it's knocking by noticing the SSH is filtered and not closed. Except it's not filtered. Except it's just not filtered. There's nothing filtered. So, it's dumb because there's no way I could have guessed that. Like, there was no indication that port knocking was in place. So, what's the knockd configuration file? The most common way of doing port knocking on Linux is knockd. That's so dumb, dude. I'm so glad I had someone look that up. Aren't you happy, chat, that I had somebody look that up? Because I never would have guessed that. var log knockd.log. It's not the config file. Oh my god, it's locked up again. Come on, dude. Extra why it's dumb. It's supposed to show it's filtered, but it's not. Even if I saw filtered, I probably wouldn't assume port knocking. I would have just assumed there was a firewall. Where's the config file? Config. Etsy knockd.conf. I don't know. I don't think I even would have guessed it if I saw that the file. I just don't ever guess port knocking. It's just not something you see often enough. Yeah, there it fucking is. Jesus Christ. Okay. Open SSH. This is the sequence for opening SSH. So, notice, look at this configuration file, chat, right here. You see it once, say, hun, that's interesting, and so you never... Yeah, you should never see it again. It's just a very CTF thing. I'm not going to say I haven't seen it in real life. We have actually, at one of my previous red teams, we used port knocking to access our infrastructure because we wanted the infrastructure open to the internet. But we didn't want people to be able to, like, access the login. So we put port... It's fine for... I think... I'm gonna go against the grain and say security by obscurity is underrated in our industry. I think that there is a place for security by obscurity. It shouldn't be the only defense. So these are the ports you have to knock in order to open SSH, and we see that port 22 gets opened if you knock in that sequence. Okay. So the easiest way is probably just to netcat. God, I never would have guessed that. I'm kind of mad. 7469, nice. Okay. And then we do 84,975. I might not be doing this fast. 9842. I might not be doing this fast enough. It might not be quick enough. I might have to script it. Oh, now it's open. Okay, never mind. It worked. Okay. So now magically, SSH is open. Fucking Jesus. Again, I never would have guessed it. Hydra. And let's do users.list. And TACP is going to be passwords.list. The IP address is that. Okay. Alrighty, we'll see which of these credentials work, and none of them do. Son of a bitch. We didn't find any SSH keys. Did I use the right... maybe the admin password. We need to add the admin password to passwords.list. Let's add the admin password. Which was transorbital. I put users.lst. Yeah, I'm supposed to put that. That's the name of the file. Oh! I forgot the capital L. This needs to be a capital L. That needs to be a capital L. Alright, let's see if any of these passwords crack now. Or not crack. Any of these passwords let us in. Come on. One of these has got to work. We got so many passwords. So many fine additions to our collection. We're waiting. If anyone knows what I'm... Angel D, are you referencing what I think you're referencing? I mean, I know you're a person of culture, Angel D, but are you that much of a... Are you that much of a person of culture? I'm waiting. Oh my god, Zero Kieran, also a person of culture. We got multiple passwords here. Wow, several people of culture who remember that show. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one who remembers that show. I fucking loved that show as a kid. That show was so fucking funny. God damn. That, like, there are still to this day scenes from that show that live rent-free in my head for absolutely ever. Yeah, I have the show on DVD too. What's the show? The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's an old 90s cartoon. It's an old 90s cartoon of Sonic the Hedgehog. I think it's on Amazon Prime, actually. But that was such a great show back in the day. I loved that show when I was a kid. I'll do Chandler. Mrs. Chenandler Bong. Mrs. Chenandler Bong. And we're in as Mrs. Chenandler Bong.
A hunter must
Thank you so
hunt.
much, Ryskill.
Cthulhu, my friend.
Thank you so much, Ryskill, with the 10 months. I always like hearing the text to speech, just like have a stroke when it reads fhtagn. What do you suggest after junior penetration tester path? Whatever you're interested in. Just honestly, don't confine yourself. Whatever you're interested in. Like, if you're interested in going into, like, the red teaming stuff, then start learning Active Directory. If you're interested in web apps, start doing more advanced web app stuff, like Portswigger Academy. It depends on what you're interested in. Go with what you're interested in. Okay, so we're in as Mrs. Chenandler Bong. Do we have... the other passwords we have are Joey, LS, Joey Tribbiani. Or Joey T. We cannot do that. LS, janitor. I'm looking for a local.txt. We can sue Joey T, Joey Tribbiani. And his password, of course, is password. That's an appropriate password for Joey. Nothing. Sue janitor. I'm just looking for a local.txt. I'm trying to see which one of these users has it. I love PP. Don't clip me. Oh, I thought there were asterisks. It copied a fuckload of asterisks. I thought there were asterisks on the end of this. My bad. Sue janitor. Okay, we're in as janitor. CD. Do we have a local? No, but we have secrets for Putin. Okay. FBI, open up! Okay. Secrets for Putin. Passwords found on post-it notes.txt. It's too real. It's not funny if it's too real. Okay, it's still funny, but it's less funny if it's real. Okay, we have some more passwords.
A fine addition to my collection.
Some more passwords here. Do we want to brute force the other users then? I guess we can Vim. Are we locked up again? God damn it. Okay. Exit. Exit. Vim new passwords.txt. We looked at all the usernames in etcpasswd and they were all the same usernames we already have. So let's put these passwords in here. Okay. We can do Hydra with new passwords.list. See what we get. What did new passwords.txt I used? Okay. See if we get anything there. Now stop clipping! Stop clipping! This is not nice. Stop bullying me, chat. No bully. Also, yes, I am into some weird shit, okay? Listen, don't kink shame me. K. Sujin, Luco Durkiner, Sir Wills, and Wilo. Thank you for the follows. Cthulhu fought into all of you, my friends. All right, we found Joey. Was that one of the new passwords, too? Yeah, the new password is in there. Let's see if we get any new users here. I don't know why they'd give us more fine additions to our collection. We didn't get anything. We just got Joey's password, which we already had. Yeah, nothing. I guess we'll SSH janitor at, and we'll keep looking around, I suppose. Janitor, and I'm not saying it again, so you can continue to bully me. Not sudo. Groups. Find root tac perm tac 4000. We're going to look for SUID binaries. Binaries that always run as root, preferably. Anything there? OpenSSH. Oh, that looks normal. Whoever made this box really likes Friends. Hey, I like Friends. Maybe SSH wasn't allowed for some users? I mean, I guess that's possibly true. What passwords did we have for all these users? BamBam01 is the new password. That would probably go with either. I think Bam Bam is Barney's son, right? Let's sue Barney R. Now let's try Bam Bam 01. Nothing. Cat, Etsy, Pass WD. So there was also Fred F. And there's Wilma and Betty. So let's try Fred first. Let's just try all those. Sue, Fred, F. Nothing. There was also Wilma and Betty. I mean, I guess we can try Sue Crack. I just didn't want to upload a tool to the machine, but I guess we can go ahead and do that if we're going to be trying multiple of these. I just thought I'd try to knock out a few of the ones that I thought might be associated with each user. Sue Crack. Is this on the Kali repos? Sue Crack. There is. Okay, well, where is it? User bin Sue Crack. It should work. It's a Debian-based system. Wait, what's listening on port 80? Oh. Okay, we'll pull down Sue Crack. Actually, let's make sure. File Sue Crack. Is this an actual binary? It is. Okay. Sometimes they symlink that stuff. Go back to 2. Which wget. Wget http://192.168.49.170. Sue Crack. Okay. Chmod plus X Sue Crack. Okay, it does work. All right, so now what? User account to Sue2. I feel like this is just going to take forever. It doesn't let me specify a list of usernames. It just lets me specify a list. Damn it. I don't know which there's many accounts and I don't know which one I'm trying to get to. God damn it. First port knocking and now this. Have a good one, Angel D. DC-9. And we're going to pull down new passwords.txt. We already did Hydra. I already tried Hydra. It didn't work. Did I do it wrong? Hang on. Maybe I messed up my Hydra syntax. Hang on a second. I'm not molding. I am not molding! The only people molding here is chat saying that I'm molding. No, I tried it. We tried it with new passwords.txt. We didn't get anything. Add the new users to your user list. We don't have new users. Like, all of these users are the users that's in Etsy Pass WD. I guess I could double check that. But I copied Etsy Pass WD. So here's Etsy Pass WD. Here's all the users we got. We got Mary M. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 users there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Same number of users. Did you check for trailing white spaces? No. Why would there be trailing white spaces? Let's check. Cat vim new passwords.txt. I don't think so. It doesn't seem like there's trailing white space. Yeah, it's not there. There's no trailing white space. Hey, Mr. Robot, good to have you back. I'm glad the burnout is better now. God damn it. Is this just a rabbit hole, chat? Am I down a rabbit hole? Let's move this along again. If it's something stupid, I want to, like, I don't trust this anymore. The new list should have had more than Joey T. So, Hydra didn't work then, is what you're saying? Show the user list? Okay. Those are all the users that are in Etsy Pass WD. One of those creds you found works for another user? Well, that's what I had assumed. God damn it. Like, why do none of my tools work? Add root? I don't think it's going to be root. It looks like it's one of the... I mean, it could be root, I guess. Starts with F. Fred? Fred? I don't know. Let's just try them all. Manually, I guess. This box is frustrating. We tried Bam Bam. Actually, let's try... Let's try... Password would have been found. Smelly Cats would have been found. The only ones that are new are actually Police 10-4, Before True, and August Nights. I thought Police was up there, but apparently not. So let's try Police first. Nope. Let's try Before True. Nope. And August Nights. No joy. Oh, is it Fred F? Oh, god damn it. Now I have to do it all again? Fuck. It can't be... So we tried Smelly Cats. Smelly Cats was Phoebe's password on in the database. Police is actually one of the new ones. Let's try that. And then the Before True one. Hydra, why are you doing this to me, man? Why? Hydra, why? Sir! Why are you doing this to me, man? Is there trailing spaces in this? Nope. Fucking Hydra. God damn it. I can't trust Hydra anymore. Okay. Man, this box is so scuffed. Okay, we finally have the end is in sight, my friends, okay? What the fuck is this now? What fresh hell is this? We have an elf. We can sudo this elf. Let's strings this. Strings that and pipe it into less. So we're going to get all of the clear text strings from it and see what we can derive. Just a very simple reverse engineering technique. Okay, we're seeing some strings. Could not read from file. It does appear to be written in C. We're seeing a lot of format strings. Are we seeing any shell commands being executed by chance? I'm seeing fwrite, fread. It looks like it reads and writes to files, which seems like a pretty good thing. You would want a root file, to, an SUI, or you'd want a file running as root to do. Is this just Go? I think this is probably Go, or something of that nature. Let's see if we can. Let's just execute it and see what happens. Append? Use Python test.py. There's no test.py. It must be compiled. Is it compiled? It says py data. This might. Oh, it's a compiled Python file. Okay, so we need to decompile it. So, wait. So, read append. So, what is it? So, if I want to append, are these commands? What is this? This is quite a box. Let's just Etsy pass WD maybe. Etsy pass WD. Let's do temp. Temp. Let's do dev shm test.text. Okay, well, we didn't get an error that time. Okay. Okay. Progress. So we can copy files. If I do this again, will it append? So do we have 2 Etsy pass WDs now? We do. Okay, that's excellent. That's excellent. That means that we have a path. So SSH keygen. We're going to generate an SSH key. Root RSA. I just need a quick SSH key. Cat root rsa.pub. We need this. And vim root RSA. We'll just do root.pub. Echo. We'll just echo it into root.pub. Breaksec, thanks for the raid, my friend. Thank you for the raid. We're finishing up this box finally. So scuffed on this box. This box was so scuffed. Okay. Okay. Home Fred F. And we're going to put that root.ssh authorized keys. So we're going to copy this into root's authorized keys file. is, oh, home fred f root.pub. No such file or directory. Damn it. Well, you know what we can do instead? We can do... Okay. We can do something like this. We can copy. We can append to the etc passwd file. So we can take this. And let's look at let's analyze this real quick. I know you just got flashbanged. I get it. What is this? So this is the roots entry in etc passwd. This is the username. This is the user ID. This is the group ID. For root, both of these are always 0. This is the user's name, which for root is generally going to be root. And then there's this is the user's home directory, and this is their default login shell. Okay? What is this? What's that little X there? So that's where the password hash used to go. If you ever wondered why etc passwd is called etc passwd, that's because that used to have the passwords in it. There used to be a password hash here. The X means, and but the thing about etc passwd is that it needs to be world readable. Everything on the box on a Linux machine needs to be able to see what all the other user accounts are, for many reasons. Okay, so it quickly became clear to the people who developed Linux that putting the password hashes into a world readable file was not wise. So they invented etc shadow shortly thereafter. But what this X means is that the password hash is found in etc shadow. We could obviously read from etc shadow and try to crack, but this is probably a quicker way to do the same thing, or to get to the root, root anyways. But for legacy purposes, you can still put a password here. It just needs to be appropriately encrypted. You can use OpenSSL to create a password hash. This is the simple hash for Cthulhu.123 or Cthulhu123. So we can make.
Must hunt.
So we're going to create a new entry in etc passwd. And we'll name it Alhazred. And we'll make my name KekW. And instead of this X... Oops. Instead of the X, we're going to put the password hash I just generated. We'll just call it test. Now we're going to do this. And we'll do test. All right, let's do a prediction. Prediction time. Who wants to gamba? We're writing to etc passwd. Are we going to brick the machine? Is Al's command going to brick the machine? We have done this before. Accidentally overwriting etc passwd. I don't think it should happen this time because I think it's appending. It shouldn't happen this time, I don't think. I'll give you 2 minutes. Get your gambas. Jiffaram, with the 5 new cult initiates. That's so kind of you. Thank you so much, Jiffaram. California 909, Gunner, Tagora, Token Satori, and Sorovi. Welcome to the All Has Red team, my friends. Thanks for supporting the stream, Jiffaram. So kind of you. Breaksec, thanks again for the raid. Will this command brick the machine? We are copying this and appending it to Etsy Pass WD. We hope. We have done this before. And we have bricked machines doing this before. If you overwrite Etsy Pass WD, stuff becomes really fucky. This should be okay because we are appending. Superpow is all in. He's all in. He has to don his Harry Potter onesie. The Harry Potter onesie used to be a lot better. I used to have a cloak. I lost the cloak. I don't know what happened to it. I brought it with me to North Carolina. It never came back. I must have forgotten it. Somewhere. Also, me and Harry Potter don't really get along as much recently. Alrighty. Honestly, I think all the yeses are just throwing in 1,000 like points apiece on the hopes that they'll make out like gangbusters. Because with those kinds of odds, you're gonna make out like gangbusters if I fuck this up. All right. Nope. Looks fine to me. And there we are. We are root. So we found we had arbitrary file right as root, and we wrote to Etsy Pass WD. We wrote a new user to Etsy Pass WD, and we did not break the machine. Anybody have any questions about that? I don't know where local.txt was. We never saw local.txt. Feels bad, man. And that only counts for... Fuck. Okay, I guess we gotta find it. Oh, it was in Fred? Ah, damn it. It's right... It was in Fred's home directory. I'm an idiot. This box was so scuffed. A scuffed ending to a scuffed box. Where did the root privs come from? Oh, good question. Excellent question. They come from right here. Root always has a user ID of 0. If you create a new user on Linux and make its user ID 0, you will be given root permissions. Does that make sense, Celestial Design? Good question. Good question. Yeah, no problem, Celestial Design. I try to answer all questions. The web knocking was the web. I don't know why Hydra failed me. That's very weird. I've never had Hydra fail me like that, I don't think. Alrighty. I hope you guys had fun. Who are we rating today? This has been yet another Newbie Tuesday stream. We'll be back again on Thursday doing God knows what. But we're gonna do something fun. Who are we rating? Are any of our people? Oh, Paleontologizing is streaming. How were you able to change the passwd file without being root? So there was we ran sudo tacl, and we saw that we could run one particular custom file as root, And by analyzing the file and playing with it a little bit, we discovered that it was reading from one file and writing to another file. So we simply had it append to etc passwd, a new user. Very simple stuff. You just want to raid Dino Dan? You guys want to raid Dino Dan? Unless someone's got someone good. Anyone have... well, Dino Dan is good, but, like, anyone from the InfoSec community. I guess we can do science... We can check real quick. Could you have appended to sudoers? Yes. That was another alternative way to get the same place. You could have appended to sudoers as well. I just thought it was easier to append to etc passwd. And more consistent. Sudoers is not always the... Yeah, it doesn't look like I see any InfoSec people. Oh, and he's preaching... God, right there in the title of his stream, Paleontologizing, he says birds are dinosaurs. He's correct. It's... A lot of people are like, well, science says birds evolved from dinosaurs, which is not, strictly speaking, incorrect. It is not incorrect to say that. However, it's not really accurate either. The accurate statement would be that birds literally are dinosaurs. They are the last remaining members of the Dinosauria clade. Birds literally are classified as living dinosaurs at this point. So we will raid Dino Dan. We will raid Dino Dan. Go learn about dinosaurs. But are dinosaurs birds? No. Some, like, all birds are dinosaurs, but not all dinosaurs were birds. But modern birds are descended from the same ancestors that the dinosaurs had. And here's another fun fact about dinosaurs. More time separates Stegosaurus and Tyrannosaurus Rex than separates Tyrannosaurus Rex with us. I think between the Jurassic period and the Cretaceous period was like 70 million years, I think. And from the Cretaceous period to us is about 68 million years. But can dinosaurs sudo into birds? I mean, the good ones did. They're the ones who survived the meteor. All right. Give Dino Dan my love. Go to bed tonight knowing a little bit more you did yesterday. I'll see you again on Thursday. See you guys again when the stars are right. Stay safe. Love all of you guys.